Welcome to my new session. That is the session. It will be a continuation of the previous session. So, health. Okay, as I said earlier, there is no pill to create energy in your body. There is no pill to create uh, like to what you call it as you are only suppressing the pain by taking the pill, whereas there is no pill to completely kill the pain, something like that. Even though it is called as a painkiller, it is just a suppressor of the pain sensation. So it won't so rectify the root cause of the pain. So that is what I wanted to stress here. Now, second thing is, okay, I said the another thing you need to remember is, so what you put in your mind, what you put in your mind. So your mind is not a dustbin. We are using it like a dustbin. So all negative thoughts we reserve it in our mind. All negative emotions like grudge, jealousy, anger, fear. Okay, fear has both positive sides as well as negative sides, but the negative side of fear is should be should not be there. So all those things, especially the grudge, the jealousy, the anger, the revenge kind of feeling. So all these negative feelings that create negative emotions in our body should be thrown out. Should be thrown out. So because by becoming angry, we are harming ourselves. The person whom on whom we are angry, so he has no effect at all. It won't reach him at all. He will be he will be happy. So, but we suffer, we reduce our body's immune system by being angry. Of course, it is not easier to control anger at sometimes, but when we understand the damage done by the anger, so we have to control our anger. We have to control our short temper. We have to control our jealousy. Jealousy is also a negative kind of emotion. Grudge is also a negative kind of emotion. Then fear is also a negative kind of emotion. So if you can control and if you can totally remove this, our mind will be work very energetically. Work only if we can be able to remove the all the dust and dirt from our mind and fill it with only positivity. Fill it with only positivity. There is nothing like that. No ailment can disturb you. No ailment can disturb you. So, therefore, my dear friends, it is very important to know that keeping your mind healthy means keeping your mind full of positive thoughts, positive feelings, positive emotions, and removing all negative thoughts, negative feelings, and negative emotions. Third thing, our lifestyle. So our lifestyle affects because, as I said earlier, so we need a proper kind of nutrition, balanced diet to make every cell of our body healthy. But what we are doing now, because of our lifestyle, we are in a rat race. We are more concentrated on making money. We are working day and night. So we are abusing our body. On top of that, uh, we are the victims of addictions of so many things, including cigarette, drinks, and some people are drugs also. So we are continuously abusing our body. So naturally, your health will be affected. So a balanced diet and overcoming or completely overcoming any bad habit you have will have a very positive effect on your health. You will be always energetic. You will be always enthusiastic about that. So why I'm saying that why health is defined by energy, why health is defined by energy enthusiasm means, so I will give an example. For example, you have been to your house from office, you are very tired, you are very tired, so you wanted to just take rest. Some of your old friend calls, okay, we have met after a long time, let us go to a movie, or let us go to a bar, or let us go to a club. So what happens immediately? You are very tired, since energy, you heard something from your friend, so of course the friendship creates energy, as well as his invitation to either a movie or a discotheque or a bar. So that thought creates the emotions, and you will all your laziness or your tiredness will go away. So that indicate that tiredness, most of the tiredness what we experience, it is not related to body, it is related to mind. See, tiredness, okay, some people who are physically workers like diggers, coolies and all, those who exert physically, who sweat physically, they'll do a lot of hardship, not only physically. So they are, okay, they get tired bodily also, but even they can also be activated, energized by positive things, by energized positive. Even if you are physically tired also, so if you are invited to something, a party or something which you really enjoy, then your physical tiredness also will go away, or at least it will reduce, so that you will become energetic and you will enthusiastically you go to party. So something like that. So whatever you like will create energy in you. So that is also one of the important point what I wanted to drive home at this point of time. So this is all about the, so therefore mental health, physical health are both interconnected. So mental, if there is any problem in the mental health, so it will percolate into the our body and create the physical health or the health unhealthy situation in the body. So therefore, my dear friends, so most of the diseases start from here, then they manifest in our body. Most of our diseases, unnecessarily we attract diseases. We attract diseases unnecessarily by thinking about them. Like diabetes, okay, my father is diabetic, my mother is diabetic, so one day I will become diabetic. If you go on thinking like this, then definitely one day it will manifest in first in your brain, and then it will percolate into body, and one day you will be diabetic. My father has heart problem, my mother has heart problem, so hereditary. So there is, the recent scientific research has shown that, so there is only 10% hereditary diseases will come to you. That is also very, very rare. So therefore you are completely separate from your parents. So health will come hereditary. Your body will come hereditary. So, but not the diseases, because their kind of food is different, your kind of food is different. So health will come hereditary. So that is actually a good thing. So if your father was healthy, if your mother was healthy and they live long, then you can definitely expect you to live longer, provided you don't invite any unduly invite any diseases by your lifestyle. So therefore, my dear friends, it is always good to remember that our health depends upon our mindset. So never think about any diseases. So see, always thinking about some kind of diseases that is called as hypochondria. So a lot of people have this. Even earlier, I had this fear of diseases. So the doctor prescribed it as a hypochondria. So to overcome only, I have learned many things what I have learned. That is what knowledge I am sharing now. So therefore, my dear friends, always think about health, not unhealth or diseases. Think about health. So always feel that you are healthy. Always with the help of positive affirmations. Positive affirmations. Okay. Affirmations. What are affirmations? Affirmations are the self-talk. When you talk yourself. So when you tell something to your mind or your own mind, then those can be called as self affirmations. with the help of self-affirmations, you can create that healthy environment in your mind. So body becomes naturally healthy. So always do affirmation sitting for 10 minutes or 20 minutes frequently every 4 to 5 hours. So just sit at a calm place, calm your mind, take 3 breaths, and then you can say, I am very healthy. Each and every cell of my body is healthy. So my mind is very healthy. I don't have any negative feelings. I don't have any jealousy or anger or grudge on anybody. So I have already removed all those things. I love everybody. My every cell of my body loves every other person's cell of body. So I am very, very healthy. I'm fully energetic. I am fully enthusiastic. I am ready to do any kind of job. I love my job. I have passionate towards this. I have passionate towards this. So these kind of affirmations, if you give 10 to 20 affirmations, if you give daily by sitting about 10 minutes, daily 2 to 3 times, then it will have a completely positive effect on it. So a kind of meditation along with these affirmations will have a miraculous effect on your body. Will have a miraculous effect on your body. So apart from that, develop some healthy habits like walking. As I said earlier, walking supplies oxygen to every cell of the body. Also, walking in nature will get all the what you call our good mood. It contribute to good mood, healthy mood. So, okay, I forgot to tell everyone, spending time with trees will release something called as oxytocin. Oxytocin, in the previous video we discussed, it is a healthy hormone, oxytocin. So a lot of people touch trees for a few seconds or few minutes. So to get the oxytocin, or even hugging a tree is very, very healthy. Hugging a tree for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, so will supply the oxytocin, the healthy hormone, release the healthy hormone in your body. That is a very, very good practice. Walking in the garden, smelling the flowers, touching the trees, branches, bushes. Of course, not dangerous bushes like a cactus, sorry, like the Congress bush or something like that, but other healthy bushes, trees. So you can touch them. So what happens? So those that particular tree will help you to get the. You will form. You try it. You will feel more calmer, more energetic, and more healthier when you hug a tree. So I have already experienced it. So this is also one of the important things we need to do. So that is what the plants do it. We normally we abuse the plant kingdom also. We abuse the tree also by cutting the trees. So walking, then cycling, very, very important. So then running, then doing some acrobatic exercises to keep our heart healthy, and meditation, some meditation. So these are exercises. So all these exercises release healthy hormones, what I have seen. So that is dopamine, endorphin, testosterone, oxytocin. So these healthy hormones will be, especially dopamine is released by food, in most cases, food, as well as when you enjoy something, you enjoy. When you get something, you enjoy. Dopamine will be released. So endorphin is an exercise healthy hormone. Whenever do you exercise. But remember, my dear friends, after 45, you please have a checkup with a doctor, do certain tests like stress test and all other things to find your endurance, body endurance, so that you limit your exercises to that only. But daily you can, not daily actually. So once you start doing exercises, once you feel stronger and stronger, you can push harder and harder, so that your endurance increases, and you can become totally muscular also. So I have seen 85 age people muscular, doing the kind of exercise which normally younger people will do. But only thing is they are all okay. So take actors, even at the age of 50, 60, they are very active because they have their own dietitian, they are their own physician. They will check everything and they, according to their endurance capacity, they recommend the exercises. Then they will try to push them. So then by pushing and pushing, so finally they will get the endurance of a youngster. So endurance of a youngster, like Shah Rukh Khan, Shivraj Kumar, and all these people look like young people even at the age of 55 to 60 because of their see they have their they can afford that and they will do it. But of course, a common man, it is very difficult to afford all these things. But if you can do this, it is well and good. If you maintain your body like that, it is well and good. Otherwise, balanced diet, good thoughts, as well as walking. Simple walking will also help. See, most of the examples of Shatayushi is what we call it as. That is the people who lived around 100, 150, 120 years. They are all not exercise people. They are not. They have not done any aerobic exercise or any rigorous kind of exercise. They do walking. They maintain their mind pure with pure emotions, and they do. They have balanced diet. For example, Shiv Kumar Swamiji. Shiv Kumar Swamiji lived up to, I think, 115 years. Why? Because of his diet, the kind of diet he took, the kind of walking, even though he walked slowly. So that was enough for his age. So walking and mostly good thoughts. And another thing which is very important to live longer is purpose of your life. Why Dr. Shivakumar Swamiji lived that long? Because he had a purpose for his life. He had dasoha in his mud. He had a educational thing, what you call free education. He has that aim to give free education student. He has a very noble intentions, noble purposes for his life. So whoever has a noble purpose for his life, he can find noble purpose. Those people will live longer. Will live definitely longer. So a purpose. If you need purpose. So if you lost your purpose, if you lost your what you call it as a willingness to live longer. Even family purpose, like family emotions also can help you to live longer. For example, you have a grandmother. She has lived longer because she wanted to see their children grow up, their grandchildren grow up, then their children of their grandchildren grow up. She wanted to see their marriages. She wanted to see their children's, play their children's. All these are nothing but these are also a kind of purposes, positive purposes. So those positive purposes create that kind of willpower in them so that they live longer. According to that, and they will also supplement it with good thoughts as well as nutritious diet. You can see such people, they take care of health because they wanted to live longer, to see all these things what I mentioned. So therefore, they live longer. Therefore, my dear friends, so your positive emotions, your balanced diet, the nutrients you supply to every cell of the body, the oxygen you supply to every cell of the body by doing some kind of even mild exercise also, and your purpose in life will give you willpower to survive as well as strive longer period of time. Strive longer period of time. So most of the social workers live longer because of their noble intentions. Like Baba Amte is there. So Anna Hazare is still energetic. So they have some purpose of life. So find your purpose. The purpose should be noble. The purpose should not be like any kind of negativity. So it should be noble, which should be helpful to your family, helpful to the society in which you are living. So if you can find your life's purpose in that, and also you can maintain your body and mind in good condition, definitely you are going to live long. So this is all the things I wanted to convey through these two videos. So my dear friends, there is no pill to cure the ill. So most of the pills will be supplement for your hormones, will be supplement for deficiency of some chemicals, or they are placebos. You might have heard of placebo effect, what we call it, because doctors say that this pill will cure this disease. You believe it, and that belief create a placebo effect, and there is a chance of curing. Not always 100%, but at least 70% chances are there. So placebo effect, a lot of medical medicines have placebo effect. But the problems is medicines are, they have side effects. They have side effects. So as much as possible, avoid them. Go for Ayurveda, go for yoga, go for simple exercises and balanced diet. That is very, very important from the point of keeping your body healthy, keeping your mind healthy. So with this, I'm going to conclude this video. I hope you get a lot of information. I hope you get a lot of information. Okay, it continues in my next video also. In my next video, I will discuss about how to be healthy with your food. With your what kind of food you need to take. So thank you, my dear friends. Please subscribe to my channel if you find it interesting, this information useful as well as interesting. Share with your friends also.